We have a problem. All right, well, they call it adventure for a reason, right? Saturday, it's already 90 degrees. So I'm guessing hot ride. Off we go, gotta get gas first. So I got a question the other day on how the quick shift works on this bike, or how a quick shift works in general. And frankly, I wasn't even sure when I got this bike how it really worked. I've never had a bike with quick shift, but I figured I'll show you real quick. So the idea is, and the way this works is, it sort of kind of just retards the timing a hair so you can upshift without a clutch. It's pretty fun on the road. Off-road it's not usable, it doesn't do much for me, but on the road it's pretty cool. So here we go. Well, we made it out to Rich Loam. See what we can find, see how the dirt is after all this rain. Looks awesome. I'm guessing we'll find some water here and there. Wouldn't you know it? It decided to work. I actually know where I'm at now. This goes. Ooh, it's deep. Slippery. Looks like someone's been out here on a truck already. Doesn't look too bad. Surprisingly dry here. Wonder how much rain they really got out here. Whoa. I'm definitely chasing some dirt bike trails here, or some dirt bike tires. Somebody was out here. Not surprising on this fine Saturday after a day of rain. I don't really care for following other people's ruts or trails or tracks. It's kind of like skiing. I prefer fresh tracks. But it is what it is. I got off a little too late. Oh, some deep sand. And yet again, it's dry here. This is usually all underwater. I don't understand. I know it rained. The sand is wet, but I essentially see no standing water where normally we would be absolutely sunk. Felt the ABS kick in a little bit on that one. It's kind of unusual. I only have ABS on the front, but you can't really disable it on this KTM. So I have no ABS on the rear and ABS on the front. I'm using the rally throttle setting and the off-road mode. Traction control on 3. Seems to be the standard setting that I've settled in on for most of the riding. I think I'm running up into a couple of guys here. Don't know what's going on. Let's go see. No, you're good. Take it easy. Wrong turns are fun too. Thank you for that. Overgrown. Kind of fun seeing those guys. I don't know where they went. Hopefully I'll connect with them again. I didn't mean to take off on them, but I can't go slow on this thing. It overheats. I gotta keep moving, and it's so heavy. If I go too slow, it makes it really hard to get through the sand or anything out here. And I don't have knobby tires like these guys do. I'm still riding on the stock trail tires that come on these 890s, and it's a good tire, don't get me wrong, but it is definitely not built for this. That was close. Where do we go? What do you think? We got water finally. I think the left side. No, this is the side. We can fit through these trees here. I don't know. Wow, this is close. This is where as nice as the tank is, as low as it is, look at it. I'm like essentially almost stuck. But slow and steady. Oh, made it over that one too. Okay. That worked. I know it looks like absolutely nothing on camera, and it really is nothing, but it is fun going through these whoops and stuff, in these holes, and jumping the pig a little bit. Oh, we're out. Where do we go from here? I think I already came this way. Let's go around. Oh shit. Oops. Guess I better pay attention here. This is a little overgrown, hard to see what's going on. Whoops. And it looks like a lot of trees fell, which makes it fun. Got to make sure I don't run into anybody coming the other way. because I suspect those guys that I just ran into a little while ago and a bunch of other people will be out here enjoying the wonderful rich loam woods after a rainy day. Every time I ride this bike, I learn a little bit more about it. I'm still on stock tires. These things right here, I'll show you. Not ideal for what I'm doing today, which is sand and mud and heavy sand. But the bike is simply amazing. I love my Tenere, don't get me wrong. And I know there are some of you that are gonna hate on me because I'm bad-mouthing the Tenere. I'm not. This is just that much better. That's all there's to it. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, I did suspension on it. Fair. But I did that on the Tenere as well, and I had to do a lot more on the Tenere than I did on this. Yes, so I did suspension on it. Once I get tires on this thing, I don't know. I mean, it's really like a big dirt bike. My 450, just heavier, but it does the same stuff. I'm super confident in going through a lot of stuff. The only drawback right now really is the tires, but that's okay. You know, I'm gonna wear them out. They're good on the road. My God, they're great on the road, and I'm not much of a road rider, so this teaches me a little bit of road riding. And they're manageable in this stuff. If it's super deep, yeah, okay, I'm spinning tires. It is what it is, but my expectations are that much lower at this point. The one thing I will say is I still can't hear this bike because I'm still running the stock exhaust right here. I have a hard time hearing the bike, and I'm a guy that rides by ear, even though I can't hear shit. I ride my motorcycle based on what I hear. So I have to do something about that. And the other issue is it has this catalytic converter, whatever. It puts out a ton of heat, and every time I stop, I smell something burning, and it's the cat. Could be leaves that hit it or whatever, you know. I mean, I've seen my buddy Seth set his on fire. I've set my BMW on fire with its cat. I just keep an eye on it, but at some point, obviously, we're gonna change all that. I do miss my riding buddy though. She's got a broken ankle, so I'm riding solo a lot lately. I know our channel, Miles Past Pavement, is really a 2-up channel, but the content right now is all solo. It happens when you bust up an ankle, so can't wait for you to get back, and we'll do all this stuff 2-up. I always think about this when I come out here and ride. Yeah, it's a half hour for me to get here on the road, but it's a fun road ride, really. And I get to ride this stuff essentially as my backyard, right? So how lucky am I? How lucky are we riding here in this area? Florida doesn't have or isn't blessed with a lot of riding areas where you can take big bikes or dual sport bikes and just go play. And we are fortunate enough that we have rich loam, and yeah, they close off some trails at times, and I can't understand why, but it is what it is. We have rich loam here, and it's considering it's Florida, it's just really good riding. And is this the end? We have a problem. I don't see anybody going around anywhere here either. But I think there's Definitely trail on the other side. Let's see if we can go around here. There's a log. We'll get around that. We can get around this. I wonder if we would just break this. There you go. Let's see what's on the other side here. Alright, well, they call it adventure for a reason, right? So let's adventure and see what's on the other side of this. That was easy. Of course, my carpet ride has decided to shut off again. I don't see any trail. Well, that might be the end, I guess. We'll turn around. Slow speed. That did not go as planned. We're back up and running, and we can backpack. I know we can. Yep. According to my map, I'm off the trail, but that really doesn't mean much. I question the accuracy of some of these maps like Gaia and Onyx and all that stuff, since they're all phone, in my case iPhone, driven. Drop me a comment below and let me know what your navigation systems of choice are. I'd be very, very curious. No ride is a ride at Richland without stopping at the Richland General Store for an ice cold Coke. There it is. Nothing better.